you doing, Emilee?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good too, thanks. See where you go in. Harbor Preserve Circle.
Yes.
Southern tip of Cape Coral.
I think so.
Yeah. Your first time?
Yes.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, my aunt lives there, so I figured I'd visit.
Oh, okay. Where are you from?
Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo?
Yeah.
What's up there?
Not much.
Oh.
The cold.
The cold, the snow?
Niagara Falls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that ain't too bad.
No, I guess when you grow up with it, though, you don't see it as one of the wonders.
Seven world, well, exactly.
Yeah, 7 wonders of the world. Yeah.
Wow. I'd love to visit that place one day.
Well,
So
you're welcome anytime.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. So, Emilee, do I have your permission to record the ride?
Sure.
And also for my YouTube channel? Or do you prefer not to be on YouTube?
Well, what will the...
I can see you thinking. Let me... Yeah, like, what does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
You know,
What does that entail?
This is my YouTube channel. And what I do is I have conversations with my passengers. And I publish those on YouTube. Not all of them, but some of them.
Only the good ones?
The ones that I enjoy. But it's not even quite that. It's also a lack of time. Sometimes I have 3-4 conversations on a day and I just don't have the time to edit everything.
Sure.
And I have to limit. So you can be your lucky day, it cannot be. That just depends. I find it difficult to explain that, but yeah, there is a selection happening.
Well, sure.
But you don't mind to be on YouTube?
As long as you don't ask any confidential information.
Oh, anywhere halfway the ride. If you change your mind, just tell me, please don't publish.
Okay.
No problem.
Sure.
And if you're gonna do real confessions and all of that, well, I will not publish those either.
Don't worry, I won't.
Right. Oh, I've had some crazy talks in this car.
Oh, I believe it. I used to be a personal trainer and I doubled as a therapist.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Things people will tell you.
Interesting.
They get very comfortable.
People can be complicated,
Yeah.
to say it in a nice word. But actually that's interesting though. So a personal trainer does exactly this what?
So I would basically put people through workouts. They would see me anywhere from 1 to 4 days a week, and I would just have them work out.
And then you tell them how to work out and what to do. So you're like a trainer from a gym kind of person.
Yeah.
And then only that, or also diet?
So I could not do diet because you do have to be licensed.
Right.
There are a lot of personal trainers that will give diet advice, but they should not be because they are not registered dietitians. Yeah.
But that was not your goal. Your goal was to... and so what kind of people would then have a personal trainer? I mean, it sounds like unaffordable. Like an expensive thing.
Yeah. So honestly, it really ranged. I had a lot of retirees who just had a lot of money that they were looking to blow and wanted someone to talk to a couple days a week. I had a lot of women getting ready for weddings. I had a lot of middle-aged people who really should have spent their money on a therapist.
That is so honest.
There are a lot of people who, that's one of the reasons I left, is because just working somebody out once a week for 30 minutes is not going to address the
personal issues
that we all have, that are coming more to light nowadays. But really, I've had high school kids, I've had middle-aged people, I've had retirees. It really ran the gamut. There wasn't a single type of person that I saw more often than
interesting.
Density.
But it's not like my son went to the gym the other day because he needs to work on being a little stronger for his soccer. He's on the soccer team and he wants to buff up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So he gets a personal trainer for that, but that's like only once or twice, and then you become part of a group and you do group sessions. So would you be a personal trainer like that?
I was, yeah. I did both individual sessions and group sessions.
Also, okay.
But I don't love group sessions because you really can't pay as much attention to people and their form and what they're doing wrong when you're in a group setting.
Right.
And the average Joe needs a lot of oversight. The average Joe needs a lot of attention to their form and the things that they're doing wrong. So yeah, I did both of those things.
So you are actually saying that it is good to do a private trainer?
Yeah.
For a while. But it's $65 per session. It's unaffordable.
Yeah, it varies, definitely. You can find people who are charging a lot more. You can find people who are charging less. But I will say, definitely, if you're looking into it or if your son's looking into it, absolutely look into credentials and experience and track record, because you don't need a degree to personal train. You just need to pass a test for most certificates. You don't have to have a degree. The one that I had, you did need a degree, so I did use my degree for it. But any average Joe on the street can become a personal trainer, and that just because they read a book and pass a test doesn't mean that they know what they're doing. So I would absolutely have you look around, do some research, look up reviews, and ask questions, because anyone can make you tired. Not everyone can make you better. And a lot of new personal trainers, a lot of young personal trainers just want to make you tired and just want to exhaust you.
Yeah.
And exhaustion doesn't equate a better workout.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I do need to do my due diligence, because we just visited the gym that was closest to us, and it was a very nice guy, and so we went with him. But I guess that's not the way to approach it.
It's not a bad way to start. But
it's
before
a start,
they
right?
sign you, before they have you sign that contract, definitely.
Oh, there was no contract involved.
Oh, interesting.
No, he just made me a good deal also. Actually for the group sessions. But for the private sessions, whenever we feel like it, we can come, but we have to make an appointment.
Interesting.
And you just pay on the spot.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. Maybe not quite official as it should be. So, considering your reaction.
I would potentially look into at least his credentials. That is, I mean, he very well could be good. And he's just, if you're working for a gym, they're obviously taking a cut of what you're charging.
Right.
And so he might be just using the facility and offering his services, outside of the gym.
Right.
And so if he's credentialed and he's good and he's got a good track record, that's fine. But if he's not...
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Okay, I'll look into it.
That's not fine.
Thanks, Emily.
Sure.
Jeez. And so, but then you became a shrink?
No, I say that jokingly. I just, people would share a lot during our session, so I doubled as a pretend shrink just because of
but then I'm a shrink too, right?
yeah.
No way. I mean, yeah. No, but you were a personal trainer first, and now what do you do?
So now I work for an energy company, because it turns out there aren't a whole lot of perks to being a personal trainer in Buffalo, like steady income or benefits or health insurance. So I started working at an energy company, and I do, my short answer is that I'm like internal operations. It's a standard desk job, but I have benefits and I get paid every week, which was not always the case as a personal trainer.
Yeah, it's sort of important to be able to eat every week as well.
Yeah, who would have thought? I cover all my my medical expenses, because we live in this great country that charges exorbitant amounts of money for healthcare.
Which is crazy. In this country, you cannot live without a medical insurance,
I know.
right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you go just bankrupt.
Yeah.
If you get a broken bone, God forbid, knock knock.
Yeah.
But if something happens to you, yeah.
That's quite literally why I got this job, was to have health insurance. I was turning 26 at the time. And at least in New York, at 26, you get off your parents' insurance.
Oh, yeah.
And
okay.
so I was like, well, I need something.
Yeah.
So I was just applying to any jobs I was qualified for. I had an exercise science background, which obviously wasn't doing me any good.
You have an exercise science background. So that's your diploma. That is
Yeah.
your
Yeah. It's pretty useless, but I have it.
So what was your dream job with a diploma like that?
So I didn't necessarily have a dream job for that diploma. I had gone to college. I was actually a deaf studies, like sign language interpreting. I was a deaf studies major for 2 years. And then I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And then that was in my sophomore year. And I got very much into nutrition. And so my dream job was to help people with chronic diseases manage them through holistic nutrition.
Because you went through that yourself.
Yeah. And so instead of transferring schools and, potentially shelling out more money, I got as close as I could to a nutrition degree, which was exercise science. But
you didn't get the nutrition.
Correct.
Why not?
So I was actually looking into sort of an alternative health and nutrition path, which was not readily offered by normally accredited schools at the time. So I would have had to do a separate non-university path to get the kind of degree or the kind of nutrition certification that I wanted. So I figured, I'll get close. I'll get something with exercise and nutrition go hand in hand. And then, after school, I'll go through a nutrition program. And then it's weird, when you get out of college, you have to start paying for things and living. So you can't just keep going to school.
Right.
So I had to get a job, and then I kind of fell off the nutrition wagon. And
Is that still something you would like to do or not? Not anymore.
No. I would prefer to never go back to school again.
Okay. Yeah, there's an age where you go like, okay, that's it.
Yeah, we're so conditioned now to just not be able to pay attention to anything for longer than, 30 seconds. And I've definitely fallen prey to that. So the thought of going to school and dedicating hours a day to studying something over months, years, there's no way. And I've got a good job. It just seems silly now. I've got a good job. I get paid well. I have benefits.
And you enjoy it.
Yeah. So it just,
It's not your ideal job just yet.
It kind of is. I really do enjoy what I do. So I basically go to teams within my company that have issues or gaps in processes, or there's something, it's not working well, and I go there and I figure out what's not working and why, and then I fix it. I used to have a team that reported to me, but now I don't have anyone reporting to me, which I love. So I get to do my own thing every day. I get to follow my own path and learn something new, work with different people all the time.
So this is a big company.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's very big.
It's very large,
Small companies don't have people like you, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then these sections of the company, they recognize that they're having a problem.
Oh, yes.
Organizational wise or personal wise?
Organizational wise. Yeah, so we actually just acquired, it was 2020. No, it was 2021. We acquired a company that basically doubled our customer portfolio, and so we had to integrate them. So we basically have two different companies that are now becoming one.
Okay.
A lot of duplicate groups a lot of groups that are doing similar things, but they're doing them in different systems with different processes. So there's quite a few transition pieces that are causing these issues. So my team was actually created to address those issues specifically because we're trying to integrate two completely different companies into a single brand. And so yes, they're very aware. They're very aware that things are not going well.
But there's a lot of redundancies.
Yes.
And it's not necessary.
Correct.
But so your team is shrinking because you're the only one left.
No, so I moved from a different role into this team. So I moved from kind of the sales side. I was managing a team of sales support people, and then they reorganized the business, as part of the integration plan. And so my role kind of didn't exist any longer. So they put me onto this kind of transformation team. So my team is actually brand new, but not shrinking.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that you would like a job like that. That sounds interesting.
Yeah. I enjoy it.
It's not pure sales at all.
Yeah, oh gosh.
This is very people's work, I call that.
Yes.
Like working with people and optimizing things. That sounds like a fun puzzle job.
Yes. And I get to create and write a lot of processes, which sounds boring to a lot of people, but I love order and I love things that work well. So that works well for me. I really enjoy it.
Is there a Mr. Emilee?
Oh, I do have a fiance. We're not married yet.
Not yet. Congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah, if there's a partner.
Yes.
Where is he?
He is back in New York. He's
Buffalo.
working. Yeah. Okay. I just needed some sun because it's gray there 9 months out of the year.
I can imagine.
Yeah, so don't rush.
So you brought your bikini?
Yeah.
Or something?
I'm currently pregnant, so there's no bikini.
Congratulations.
Just full piece. Thank you. Just full piece bathing suits.
Well, I mean, but the belly needs some sunshine, no?
Yeah. Maybe I'll
find
sun it at my aunt's house.
Exactly. Yeah, that he can feel, or she can feel the rays of the sun.
Yeah, I need to feel those rays of the sun.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the sun since September.
Wow.
Yeah,
Here you go.
right.
And I'm living in Florida, and I don't see the sun enough. I think I see it, but I don't enjoy it enough. Like I go swimming, but I jump in the pool, go swimming, and I get out of the pool, do my job. But I told myself this morning that Mark, you should just go lay down 15 minutes, just enjoy the sunshine, get some color, just get some vitamins,
Yeah.
relax.
Did you do it?
No, not yet.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. But this morning it just occurred to me that I'm always busy. And then I thought, you won't have time until you just make time for something. And hearing you now coming for the sun, I thought, you see, Mark, people come from far and about to get some Florida sunshine.
Yep.
I should grab me some too. But this is like with the Niagara waterfalls, right? It's like it's around the corner for you. It's just a normal thing. It's nothing special anymore.
Yeah.
All this noise and all this wetness.
Yeah, I see that. That is the American way, is to be so busy you can't enjoy the life that you're working for. So trying hard to combat that, because it's
addictive to work. I love my work.
Yeah.
But we do need to slow down once in a while, and we do need to take time for things.
If you work until you're so old that you can't move around and enjoy your free time, then was it worth it?
Good deal. So, not married yet. The baby's on its way. That's a lot of changes in your life. Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah. So our date is scheduled for 2024, and I'm not getting any younger, so I figured.
You mean the marriage?
Yeah.
Okay, and the baby, when is the baby due?
August.
In August?
Yeah, so we said, might as well have a baby before the wedding because what are rules anyway? And I don't want to be old. With being a diabetic, it's automatically a high-risk pregnancy, so the older I get,
is it? Yeah.
the higher risk it is, so I figured.
So exactly you're diabetes 1, you said?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
So that is where my pancreas does not create the cells that make insulin. So you need insulin to absorb the glucose in the food that you eat. So
Okay.
any carbs that you eat will break down into glucose in your system.
For energy?
And insulin, yes, insulin allows your cells to uptake that glucose.
Okay.
But my cells don't create insulin, so I have to manually take it, externally.
They don't create insulin at all, or just not
Correct.
enough?
So they don't create it at all. So type 2 diabetes is when your body is resistant to it. So your body's still making it, but it's resistant. So you need some sort of oral medication or exercise and a better diet and sometimes external insulin to manage it. But you can reverse type 2 diabetes. That's that's a condition, but mine is a disease where my cells don't make the insulin at all. So I have to take it. So I have to take insulin. I have a pump that's on my body at all times that's consistently giving me insulin. And every time I eat carbs, I have to take more insulin because it's basically a ratio. If I eat this many carbs, I have to take this much insulin. And if I don't take the right amount of insulin, I can my blood sugar can go high and potentially put me in a coma, or it can go low and potentially kill me. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, so type 1 that I have is the disease. I'll have it for life. Type 2 is the disorder that's often brought about by, poor lifestyle, poor diet, poor movement.
But you are a health freak,
Well,
basically, no?
I used to be. I'm a lot more
your health
level-headed now.
So when and what age did you get this disease?
So I didn't get it until I was 19, and it was previously referred to as juvenile diabetes because they thought kids were either born with it or they got it when they were young. But what they're finding is that more and more people are being diagnosed with diabetes later in life.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't fully know why people get type 1 diabetes. They understand type 2. They don't fully know type 1.
Is it genetics or?
So they have some theories. There's nobody in my family that has type 1. One of the theories is that it's genetic. One of the theories is that everyone has the gene for diabetes, and then some sort of virus kind of flips it on. So I got mono the summer before I started feeling the effects or the symptoms of undiagnosed.
Mono? What is mono? It's a virus?
Yeah, what is... I don't even know. Mono...
How do you write that?
It's short for the full word. It's MONO, but what is it? I don't even remember what the full word is.
Okay.
Hold on.
I only know it from sound stereo and mono.
Oh, mononucleosis. Okay, that's right. So it's... so they assumed that was the disease that caused this gene to flip and attack my immune system.
Okay.
And so from there, that's when they assumed that my body stopped producing or started to slow down the production and eventually stopped the production of insulin.
So what were your symptoms at first?
So they're all very similar. People who are undiagnosed experience excessive thirst. So you're thirsty all day long because your body's not absorbing any of the glucose that it's eating. So it's kind of just flushing through your body. So you're excessive thirst, excessive urination. You have to pee all the time.
Oh, if you drink a lot.
Weight loss, so because your body's eating itself basically because it's starving. Sometimes hair loss, lack of sleep, and excessive exhaustion. So I remember I was in college and I had this really high hill that I had to walk up to one of my classes, and
Uh-huh.
I'd have to give myself a pep talk every morning. I was like, you can do it. Worst case, it's
really?
over in 3 minutes. Here we go. And I was on the track and field team, and I told my team doctor, I was like, I think there's something wrong with me. I'm just really tired, and I can't stop drinking. And these are textbook symptoms. I can't believe that more people, when I told them, didn't immediately say, I think you have diabetes. So my team doctor, the doctor that oversaw all of the sports teams, ordered blood work, and when it came in, she called me and she said, you need to go to the hospital right now. And I was like, well, I have yoga class in an hour. Can I go after that? And she said, no, it's not safe for you to be walking around right now. You need to go to the emergency room. Because what had happened is, without insulin, my blood sugar just over the course of 2 months kept going higher and higher and higher.
Mm-hmm.
And when your blood sugar gets that high, you have the chance, a high likelihood of going into diabetic ketoacidosis, which is basically a coma. Your body starts shutting down because it's so taxed. So luckily I avoided that.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you. But I joke around that I'm still not actually a diabetic, because nobody officially said you have type 1 diabetes. The doctor in the hospital was like, how long have you been diagnosed? How long have you had diabetes? And I was like, I don't have diabetes. So that's my joke is, it's been almost 12 years, but I was never actually diagnosed. But I've got it. That's for sure.
That's for sure. And so, I know that diabetes 2 exists, and you hear about it. You see it also with people, and it's more of a common diabetes. But diabetes 1, that's also why I was sort of curious, like, exactly how does that work? What is that? What kind of consequences does that have in your life? That you were saying also, and I really honestly, I don't know anybody with diabetes 1.
It's a lot less common. Type 2 diabetes is by far and away. I don't know the ratio, but most people, when they think of diabetes, unless they know someone with type 1, they assume it's just type 2 diabetes, because it's way more prevalent. Right,
and there's a lot of unhealthy people, because there's a lot of unhealthy food, and our society is very much by car, which is also unhealthy in a way. But you were saying about this pump, and so this is just a little electric, probably has a battery, and this measures your insulin level.
So I have two things that are always in my body, and they're actually disposable, so they're not rechargeable yet, unfortunately. But I have one device that's constantly measuring my blood sugar, so it's telling me where I am at, so that I can gauge how much insulin I need. So one tests my blood sugar, and one gives the insulin or dispenses the insulin, and they actually talk to each other. So if my blood sugar starts to go up, it'll tell my pump to give me more insulin, and if my blood sugar starts to go down, it'll tell my pump to hold off on giving me insulin, and then I let it know how many carbs I'm eating at any given time to give extra insulin on top.
On your phone?
I soon will be able to do it on my phone. I do have another device that looks very similar to a phone, but the one that measures my blood sugar lasts 10 days, so every 10 days I have to move it to a new spot. And then the one or I have to do a new one and then put it in a new spot on my body.
You can do that yourself?
Yeah, it's just a little, they're both very small, and they just stick on like a sticker, a very strong sticker. And then the one that gives me insulin is every 3 days. So every 3 days I refill it, put more insulin in a new one, and then put it somewhere else on the body.
Wow. And you can live a full life with that? You can do sports?
Yeah. So
you can eat everything that you want?
Yeah.
Drink?
So the biggest thing is making sure that I'm taking enough insulin to cover the food that I'm eating. But there's a lot of things that can affect what my blood sugar actually does. So even if I take the right amount of insulin, if I'm stressed, if I'm sick,
Oh, really?
If I'm
That all influences.
Oh
your,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Stress, sleep, activity, pregnancy, they can
really?
all affect your blood sugar outside of what you eat. So it's definitely a 24/7 job, because even if you take the right insulin for the food that you're eating, your blood sugar still might go up or down a way that you don't expect. So you're constantly having to make corrections. But yeah, so I can eat whatever I want, but I mean, I
Depending
shouldn't eat cake any more than anybody else should, you know.
Right.
Everything in moderation is fine, but really that's everybody.
Yeah, but the difference though is that you are being put with your nose into it. So you are forced to live in moderation. I'm not forced.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
I should live in moderation.
Yeah, we all should.
But we all should. But I'm not aware of my insulin. But you
Yeah.
are constantly being busy with that.
Yeah.
Being aware that you should live in moderation.
Yeah.
So it's both a blessing and a curse, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
It forces you to live more healthy.
It can. It can also push things the other way. I mean, yes, I should live in moderation, but sometimes, you know, if you've got a lot of life stressors, or you know, or you're not doing well mentally, sometimes you cope with food. And I have diabetes, but I need this whole cake because I'm stressed. And so there comes a lot. It's very tough mentally.
So weird, is that food has such a big effect on our happiness.
Yeah.
So I'm from the Netherlands, and we have a saying, love of the man goes through the stomach. And that is such a thing that, how can you in one sentence connect love and food? Well, actually it's obvious. Actually, now I'm going on a rampant or whatever, on a rant. But there's these YouTube videos that it's just about people eating, ASMR.
Yeah.
Like, you see, looking at people eating a hamburger and hearing them smack and smoke and this and that. And honestly, it's rather disgusting, but people love it. They have millions of views.
I know.
So what is it with food that makes it so...
I don't think there's a single answer. I think there's a lot of mental health factors that my generation is becoming very aware of. The generation below me is a lot more acutely aware of, and that we as a nation are somewhat scratching the surface of. And I think food is a coping mechanism. Food is a way to share good times and memories. Food is a lot of different things. Sometimes food is fuel. Sometimes food is a gathering place. Sometimes food is kindness, or oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's hit.
Oh.
He seems hurt. Can't fly.
Oh, yikes.
Can we grab him? No, eh?
I don't know.
You think we can try to grab him? No.
I don't know. I don't know if we should.
No, I'm sorry. Keep going. Don't watch.
Oh, I can't watch. Anyway, food is a lot of things, and I think we get as much happiness as we get stress and frustration from food, depending on where we are with our feelings. And
You think we can throw a towel over it?
that bird?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No? A big black towel, see if we can catch it?
I don't think we should catch it.
No. Well, it's hurt already. It can't fly.
I know. Maybe someone else will catch it.
Yeah, hopefully.
I hope.
I've saved a turtle once, but anyway. But it's so true, because like dinner is the biggest social moment of the day, basically.
Yeah.
It's when we all get together. We all have dinner together usually.
And catch up. And debrief on the day.
Hey, you want to come over for dinner? You know, that's like what we do. Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you for sharing all of that, because it's been sort of enlightening. You don't mind this being published?
No, this
No?
is fine.
Okay.
Nothing confidential.
No, it's not like secrets of the world, but it's still like personal to you. And
No, I'll share anything about diabetes, and mental health is one of my favorite topics, so I'll talk about both of those endlessly.
But anyway, so you do feel that you have just a full life and there's no limits, but you have to be just very careful with your insulin.
Yeah, I can do anything. I just have to prep a lot more than a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
I can't just get up and walk out the door. I've got to make sure I have backup insulin and snacks in case my blood sugar goes low, and I have to have, backup supplies and all of that stuff.
Yeah. But you can sport?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Swim? Can you swim with those devices too?
Yep.
They go in the water?
Yep, they're waterproof.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in the wrong lane.
Uh-oh. Sneak in.
Yeah. Yeah, pay attention, Mark. Wow. Okay, let's change the subject for a moment. Auntie. Oh, but this is your first time in Cape Coral.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have any plans except catching some sunshine?
Nope.
Nope.
I'm tired all the time. Pregnancy just zaps your energy, so I just wanna...
So how does the diabetes affect your child?
Oh my gosh. So it I require a ton more insulin than I normally do, and I have to keep my blood sugars a lot lower than I normally do, because unchecked blood sugars can cause the baby to get too large and have a whole host of issues. So
that's what you were saying, is that it is a risk baby.
Oh yeah, definitely. So there's risks to both myself and the baby if it goes unchecked.
And so you have to visit the doctor more often, I suppose?
Oh yeah,
the
basically
baby's doing
every
well?
2 weeks. Yeah, so far so good.
Great.
But every 2 weeks pretty much.
May, June, July, August. You still have 5 months to go.
Yeah,
3
we
or
don't
4
have to
months
talk
to
about how long is left, okay? I'm aware.
No,
I'm
sorry.
aware of how long is left.
You pass half. Come on, from here it's downhill.
That's true. That's
right?
true. Well, who knows?
Hopefully.
I have to nap every day, so.
Oh, you get to nap every day?
I don't get to nap. I have to nap.
You have to.
It's tiring work growing a human. Who would have thunk?
You'll be so happy that you did it.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Changes your life completely. Here's the funny thing is that I never wanted a child. I never thought that I would have children until I fell in love.
Mm-hmm.
Then I wanted to have a child. But then when you have a child, you discover that is your own blood. And there is an automatic thing between you and your child that nobody can get in between. That is so much closer to you than your partner.
Yeah.
It's scary. And I think I probably am right if I say that even more so for a woman, because you're carrying it inside of you.
Yeah, I can imagine that being the case.
But even for me as a guy, the relationship with my son is so much more automatic than it is with my wife.
Yeah.
And that's just because it's the same blood.
It's funny, my girlfriend, she had a daughter about 1.5 years ago, and she said, I used to think that I loved my niece and nephews, and then I had my own daughter, and she said I would use them as a shield if I needed to protect my daughter.
Exactly. And my wife kicks me out first, and then my son. not even, probably, no.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm very happy for you that you're going to experience that.
Thank you.
It's the most beautiful thing.
I am excited.
Yeah. So do you already know it's a he or she, or
It's a she.
it's a she?
Yes.
You already have a name?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're tossing some around, but
Okay.
but have not come up with anything solid
What's your
yet.
favorite? Or a few of them?
I can't say because you're gonna post it.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
people
No,
will
let's not
know.
talk about it. No, yeah.
'Cause
Let's
then
not jinx
people will say,
it.
"Oh, I don't like that name. I had a friend in high school named that. She was awful."
You know, you don't
and then
want to
it'll
know.
ruin it forever.
You can also wait until she's born,
Yeah.
and then you'll
Might
know.
just, call an audible and pick something that we hadn't thought of. Who knows?
Yeah, it'll come to you. Well, this looks like a nice neighborhood to have a little holiday.
Yeah, she's
She's doing well.
Does not struggle.
No, that's great.
Although they did get hit pretty bad with
Yeah,
the
this
last
is
hurricane.
near.
She
yeah.
said that their house is still pretty
Shaken.
shaken, yeah.
Yeah.
Although their shaken looks like my
Well, I think it's this house or that house with where they're fixing the roofs. No,
I don't know.
it's not that one.
Hmm.
And I cut this out so you don't have to worry about that. $5,824. Do I see that somewhere?
Yep.
5,824. Yes. Well, nice talking to you, Emilee.
Same to you, Mark.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing all your knowledge about the diabetes.
Of course. Thanks for being interested. Thanks so much. Have a good one. Bye.